Am I live? I think I'm live. Let me see if I am. Are you guys there? Let's see if I can see me. Yay, I see me. Okay. I'm liking. Let me call in. Yes, I have no makeup on. Hey, who's here? Hey, Shannon. I'm so happy you're here. Who else is here? Who? Hey, Kelly. Anybody else? Well, all three of you. Yay. Now if we could just get everyone else. Can you guys tag your teams on this live event? Yay. I'll see who else is here. It'd be better if people were live, but we'll record it so people can have it if they're at work or whatever. There's a few people joining. Amy and Candace. Yay! Candace, feel free to hop in. If you got anything to say, I'd love to hear it. You're very helpful. Or text me. Actually, text is kind of hard. Nope, cancel hard. Text is not as good right now because it's recording and I have to look sideways to look at my text. So put it in the comment section, I guess. Elizabeth's here, yay. I'm going to give it just a minute before we go ahead, and this time I'm going to hit the record button. Forgot last time with all the technical stuff. Let me, I'm going to tag a few people. Please tag your teams. If you are on this call, go ahead and tag your teams so they know that this is now Cheryl, Wendy, let's see. I'm going to get started here in a minute. Colleen is here. Elizabeth's here. Katrine is here. Deborah Doug is here. Yay. Good to see you guys. Thank you, Kelly, for tagging your team. Danielle, let me tag her. Caroline. Julie's here. Nancy Com. Let's say weird to say. Who else is on the call? Yay, I just typed your name. Are you reading my mind, Tatiana? Ah, love it. Love you. Okay, so there's still a little bit of delay, but everyone just, I'm actually going to turn off my, I got my Facebook sound turned off so we could just do this without having that echo. All right, lots of people jumping in now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I love you too, Nance. Hey, Julie. I'm happy to see you soon, Julie. I know we're gonna just have a blast. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, let's cancel tearing it up because I started to say cut it up too, and I'm like, no cutting, no tearing. Oh, one of my cats decided to join me here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute. Well, I'm not going to mute, but I'm going to record because I choose to be able to hear everybody and their awesomeness. Hey, Deborah, what's up? All right, one sec. All right, guys, this is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton with Swiftfire Ministries International, and we are doing our literally fifth part, but fourth didn't get recorded for some reason, so we're just pretending that this is our fourth recorded session here on mind mapping. I'm so excited. If you are on this call, would you please take a minute to go on Facebook and tag all your friends and family that are in our group under the live part, because we are live on Facebook, so people can watch this live. We have a few people here that are going to share some testimonies as well. Very excited to have Shannon Ingalls and Olivia Bennett and Kelly Beckham. Is that how you say your last name, Kelly? Is it what? Beshin, like French? Nice. All right, and we're rolling here. I wanted to share a little bit. We had a great time with Bob last weekend. Super excited about the miracles that happened during the class and after. I've probably received a dozen calls of people, families restored, relationships restored, total financial miracles. I mean, crazy financial miracles. Healings during the class and after. There's just been a lot to thank God about. It's super cool to be a part of it, in the middle of it. There is a class in North Carolina the first week of December in Asheville, and I would love for you guys to attend and just understand that even if it's in your heart to go ahead and commit to go, even if it doesn't look like there's a way to do it. Because as you mind map, and if it's in your heart, then that means God in you is choosing for you to go and fully fund you. And so mind map that. Be there. I'd love to have you guys there live. It'll be a small, intimate group in the mountains, and there will be lots and lots of one-on-one time. So great bonding. I know Candace is going to be there. Brian's going to be there. Cynthia and Patrick and Joanne McFadder and Benita and Brenda and Janie Snelson and her husband are going to be there. Janie Sita is going to be there. So if any of you choose to join us and the others that I didn't even get to mention, I would love to have you guys there too. And truly don't limit God. When you commit, that word broken down is commit. So if it's in your heart, go ahead and just say you're going to be there and go ahead and call. They'll work out any kind of financing if that's the issue. Then believe me, we've had people who in the middle of the meeting got the money. The day before got the money. The day after it was finished got the money. So God truly does fund it. It may not be in the time that you always choose. Cancel. I choose now. But I'm telling you, just do it. Just do it. So before we go any further, I do want to share a little bit too about split energy. We talked a little bit on the last call, and I've had some people who are asking for more clarity, and I apologize for not being clear in the past. I choose to make this super fun and easy. Split energy is when you choose for your outcome mixed with where you are currently. And it'd be kind of like if you went to the buffet and there's all kinds of food on this buffet and there's people behind there, the nice people who help you dish it up, or, as you give them a plate and you tell them what you want. You wouldn't go in there and go, well, I don't want that, and I definitely don't want that, and this is really gross, and I had that last time and I didn't like it, and da-da-da-da-da. I think the ladies instead would be behind the counter in their sweet little self saying, OMG, can you just tell me what you choose? That would be a lot faster. And so I'm telling you, if you when you do a sentence and it's mixed, meaning something that you don't want, or somewhere where you currently are and where you choose to be, they cancel each other out. There's an energy to every word that you speak. Decree a thing and it shall be established. So focus on what you choose. Speak about what you choose. Mind map what you choose, not where you are, but what you choose. And as you connect to those things and actually have feelings that are connected to the already done outcome, what's new and different for you, relief, I sleep better, my children are happy, my family's thriving, you choose whatever. When you connect to that feeling, that's the thing that changes the heart, and that's the thing that changes all the cells in the body. That's the thing that changes and different magnetized field for you. And that match has to come then, because that match is looking around for the match of that idealistic vision or choice that you make. It's just like when God talks about he's roaming around looking for, his reflection. He chooses to see his reflection. He doesn't want to look in a reflection and see something half dim. He wants to see him. He truly wants to see him. So if you wash your clothes in the laundry, but then take them out and throw them on the ground, that's not clean. You're starting over. So some of the mind mapping that I've seen this week has been a lot of mixture. And I'm choosing to tell you again, focus on what your outcome of your choice is and mind map that. When you mix it, you stand still. Again, it's like trying or working on it or all these things. If you're mixed in your choice and you're mixed in what you're mapping, your outcome is also mixed, or it stands still. I'm sure some of you have been around someone who may have given you mixed signals before. Have any of you on this call ever had mixed signals from a person? Like maybe they're saying one thing, but they are doing something completely else and then trying to convince you that that's the way they really feel. And you're like, but all these things don't line up with what you're saying. That doesn't make sense. So I choose to make this have sense. That's how the energy in your field is. That's how God is looking down at us going, oh my gosh, I truly wish for this person to just focus on the outcome. God in you is the source energy. He's the source code. God in you is fully present within you. And when you actually align with that and stay, if you choose to stay in that frequency of God, the whole I am in you, I am that I am, that's the match that looks for you to come magnetized to that and to attach to that. If you mix in your personality or what you choose that may be off from God, then you have a mixed signal, and the universe is going, what does she want now? I'm not sure. The angels all around you that are waiting to serve you and to help you and support you, they're like, I choose to know what in the world this person wants, because she, in one statement, says, I shine to a dying, lost world. That's a perfect example, Cancel Clear, of a mixed decree. It's like, okay, you choose to shine and to send love to a dying, lost world. Okay, cancel. I choose to see my world already shining and already healed and already found and already clear and already I am, just like I am. And so, again, whatever you choose to focus on and whatever you choose with your mouth is the frequency that you're actually going for to be within you and all around you to send out so that match can come. You're only going to get what you can match. So concentrate on the inner of what you choose and that outcome and the feeling of that outcome. The feeling is so key. Choose to know. When you're on a GPS, notice that you type in the outcome. You're typing in the outcome of what you choose your destination to be. Imagine how confusing it would be if your mind map was, these are the places I don't want to go, and these are the places that I choose to go. Does that make sense to you? Your GPS, if you put in the outcome, but then along the line, I don't know, I know Caroline has like a British talking person. My person is American. American English. Imagine if you're driving and you put in your outcome and you start driving and they start telling you all the places that you don't want to go. Well, you don't want to turn here. If you turn here, that's going to take you somewhere else. And you turned here before and that didn't work. And these other people went this way. And these other people went this way. And it has nothing to do with you. But, you know, that would be confusing. That would be mixed. And those are the conversations that we have in us all the time. And so, cancel. So I choose to be clear. I choose to be I am that I am. I choose to focus on the outcome of the destination that I plug into my GPS and not all these other things and not all these doubts. If you have even a shred of doubt, that energy is mixed in the field of the God I am source. And it's like, is this really what she chooses, or does she choose to stay in her old ways? I choose to take 2 steps forward and 0 steps back. I don't know about you. I choose to ascend. I choose to be awake fully with God fully in me. Everyone who's there, does that help you a little bit to understand what split energy is? 1 yes. Really? Who's on the call? Okay, good. Like 2 people are excited about this. Anybody else? What's that? Awesome. Who's that? Oh, I see Colleen's Amy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I hope that helps you. Same with if you are choosing to mind map. I had another call today where someone was mind mapping being executive by this month. And I was like, why are you picking such small goals? God is unlimited. And when you put a cap on him, then he has no choice but to give you what you ask for. So let's not be limiting God here. Let's choose to be the highest thing possible, which is I am provision. I am overflowing abundance to, through, and around me. Financial miracles go all around me all the time. I am Royal Crown Diamond now or better. You know, when you post the highest, when you write down the highest and connect to the highest possibility of what you are, more doors can open and more things can be magnetized to you to help that happen faster. Versus, let's just pick a small goal. Yeah, because God's small. Cancel. God is not small. God is unlimited. He is everywhere. He is omnipresent. He is the deal. He is the source of all cattle on the hill and then some. So I'm really, really excited. I hope that is helpful to you. So anyway, while we are on the topic, I'd like to hear some testimonies. I know Shannon Ingalls has some and some others are going to share. Shannon, you're on. What you got? Yay. In the past. Cancel flooding. Speaking from someone who just had a huge flood. Yes, I can imagine, but I will not imagine that anymore. I'm imagining a flood-free zone. Yeah.
The whole thing, and therefore I'm seeing as a result of it.
That is so awesome.
Yes. Now the second thing is my dad. I showed my dad how to do this, and he is choosing to walk in divine health. And let's see. So he got diagnosed with prostate cancer 4 or 5 years ago. And so I told him all about this stuff, and he's always, loves to walk in divine healing anyway, declares, decrees. He's always been a superman of faith, and this just escalated it for him. And he hasn't read any books for several years, and he hasn't written anything down for several years. And he immediately went into this mind mapping and just went for it 100%, just went, and it was so cool to see. So he ended up he's not sure if he had a dream or it was actually a vision, but so he has been taking some medicine that gives him estrogen to counteract the testosterone, which they say increases the prostate cancer problems. And so he had a dream. Well, so the estrogen makes him have a big belly, and he hates that, and he just, food, diet, stuff like that. It he hasn't been able to fix it with food or, changing his diet stuff. It's just the hormones, and all us women know how that estrogen goes. So his vision was he fell flat on the floor on his face and started shaking, and he was completely under the power of the Holy Spirit. But in the vision, my mom was thinking that he was having like a convulsion, like a seizure, and he was trying to tell her, no, I'm fine, because she wanted to call the ambulance, and he was trying to tell her, no, I'm fine, just leave me alone. And what happened was, when he was down on the floor, angels started reaching into his back and pulling out like stuffing, fluff, and just trash, and it was just coming right out of his belly. And one of his mind map statements is, I weigh 175 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And when he stood up, he was 175 pounds, and his knee, which is, strong and straight, actually was strong and straight when he stood up. So he just was amazed at that. He loves that, and he's going great guns with all this. So he's pretty excited for all that.
Awesome.
Now,
that is so freaking awesome.
Isn't that cool? It's so neat. So he jokes around with Mom now, if I'm ever flailing around on the floor, you just let me be, because I'm going to, when I stand up, I'm 175 pounds.
That's awesome. So cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. You have one more, too? You have 3?
One that's just the most recent one. And, so my husband his passion is hunting. He's been a hunting guide for years and years. He's so good at it. He loves it. And his heart is to take people out and give them a good time, get them a big elk or deer, bear, whatever they're looking for. And it's just been a huge dream of his to own an outfitting business. So he found a camp over in the Jackson area where he grew up. He and his 5 brothers grew up in the mountains there, running their dad's cows for him all summer long. Like, they're living in the mountains all summer long from the time they were about 8, I think, was the age that they were allowed to go up there. And so all 6 of them would just go up there. And so he knows all those mountains over there, the Grovants and everything, clear over to Togedy's Pass. And he always wanted a hunting camp in there. And sure enough, a camp came up for sale from a guy that he knows. And so we kind of know that this guy is not 100% honest.
100% what?
Honest. He likes to make a few bucks where he can, and so we know that we have to watch out for him. So Sam went up there and looked at everything, and he said, they're asking $120,000 for this camp. Everything that's up there is, he said it could be worth about $90,000, so I'm going to offer them $80,000. I was like, okay, go for it, whatever. And so we mind mapped it, and I wrote, we own this camp for $80,000. We get all the hunters for 2017 and their deposit. We just listed out everything. And a couple weeks went by, and he got a response from his offer saying, if you were to offer somewhere. So this guy that's selling it actually has 2 or 3 partners that goes with him. And so he was sending on the offer to the partners. And the partners said, well, we would need something closer to $100,000. So Sam went back and refigured everything, and he goes, I'm just not going to do that. I don't feel like that's right. And plus, he was kind of pushing us a little bit. He said, I've got hunters calling in, and I need to know how to book them with you or with me or whatever. And we're like, just scrap it. We're not going to pursue this anymore. And like I said before, he's gone so much, and I said, why don't we just focus on you getting home? Another one of my mind maps is that I'm making his paycheck amount higher by December 31st.
Awesome. Love that.
That he's home and that we're able to be together again. So I said, let's just focus on that. And once you get home and recovered and regrouped, catch your breath, we'll figure out what we want to do, what camp you want, and stuff like that. So we literally put it on the back burner. Now this is a question for me. I had put question marks over those statements about owning the camp, about getting it for the certain price, all this kind of stuff. I just put big question marks on it. Because Sam also was like, I feel like I want this camp and this camp as well. And so we just didn't know how to approach that as far as what we want, how much, It was just sort of, I guess, too many questions to be able to focus on making a map for it. So I put question marks on it, and I thought maybe we should just focus on one thing and then go for the camp later. Anyway, we're talking 4, maybe 5 days later, the guy calls back and says, okay, you got it, $80,000. You get everything that you offered, everything I told you would get. Everyone, we want to sell it to you for $80,000.
Wow.
Like, oh.
Even with the question marks?
What's that?
Even with the question marks.
With the question marks. And that makes another question mark for me because, that's crazy. I don't understand. I choose to understand that. And then also the hunters, also the deposits, everything we listed out, we get. And it was just a split, here, you can have it. We were just kidding.
Wow. Wow.
Let me add just a little piece to the end of this. When I have a money mind map where
thing. I'm busy doing something right now.
Oh, that was you, Sharnael. So the money mind map says people give us money all the time. And so Sam has had 3 people approach him and say, "Can we buy this camp for you? We want to at least somehow invest in it for you." And Sam's like, "Well, I don't want any partners or anything." "No, we don't want to partner with you. We just want to give you money so you can go get it."
Oh my God. I love this. I'm going to add that one. Holy cow.
So those are the big ones. There's been a lot of little ones, but those are the main ones.
Oh, my God.
Every day, every second that comes along, I'm like, what's going to happen today? I am so excited to see what happens today. And this stuff is amazing. It's amazing. And I love how it tickles me how God's been sitting there waiting for us to walk in my authority, to walk in the power that He's given me, and the power I have in me through Him, me in Him, and me. And it's just exciting. We love it. The kids are making maps for things they want. It's growing big.
Wow. Congratulations, girl. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing so much. I'm like right here with you.
Thanks.
Wow. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty cool. Not only did she get her camp for the price that she asked with question marks, but people are offering to pay for it. Come on, right? With no strings attached. That is freaking awesome. Dude. I love it, love it, love it. That's going to be a new one that I'm adding, is people give me money from all over the place. Everywhere I go, people are giving me money. It's so amazing and miraculous. People just hand me money, checks, free stuff everywhere I go. How about that?
I'll post a picture of my money map so everyone can see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely post it. Post it in this group. I would love for you to show everybody. Awesome. Okay, so Olivia, you're on deck.
Hello.
Talk really, really loud so everybody can hear.
Okay.
As loud as possible.
As loud as possible?
Yes.
Okay. So I went to Bob on Saturday, and Bob had pointed out that I had let love die.
Oh, wait, let me say this, Shannon. You were talking about mind mapping your husband coming home. This is good for you to hear. One sec. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so Bob asked me when I let love die, and immediately my heart knew that it was when I was 29 and my dad died. And I had other things happen that year. A miscarriage. My youngest son had meningitis. I had to have a hysterectomy, and so I was just in fight or flight at that time, and to cope with everything, I just safeguarded my heart, and I totally shut down. And
in the past
times, my husband's job always seemed, in the past, to only be hours away from our home. And so I was working and being a single mom and trying to do everything to hold our family together. And it just always seemed that even if he got a job at home, it wasn't the right job. It didn't work out. It wasn't enough to cover the bills. All of that in the past. And so when Bob was working with me, I started with I am love and my love stays. And so I went home and I just started decreeing this and declaring it. And on Sunday, I got revelation that if I let love die, then my husband could not be in my space. Because to protect our relationship, God was going to send him away. Until I realized that I was the one pushing my love away. And so I started decreeing and declaring over and over, my love stays, my love stays. And on Monday, my husband called, and the job that he was waiting on isn't going to happen until after Thanksgiving. And so he's coming home, and we thought it was just going to be until after the Thanksgiving holidays, and then he would go back out to Nevada. And lo and behold, he got a job at home. So he will be staying home. My love stays.
Yes. And so I'm just going to add this. If you are love, which I am, and my love stays, then, and you're connecting to the feeling of that within your heart, that goes through your whole body and into your atmosphere, and then God finds a match for that, which is your husband sensing the frequency of your love stays, meaning his love must come to that and match that, and now he is home.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes, and I'll add that that's exactly what he had worked with me on regarding the situation that I'm in now, too, of resurrecting the relationship that my high school and college sweetheart for 25 years, it was not happening. And all these other people that I kept picking weren't working out because it wasn't my highest choice. And I did pick them, and my energy picked them, but it wasn't my soulmate. It wasn't the true marriage that I have. I'm actually going to do a whole class on this, my next class on I am my divine love. And when you are your divine love and your love stays, you start attracting love in relationships, whether it's your mate, your husband, same, or your family members. I know Colleen has had some pretty cool restoration. There's been several who have, over the last few months, that have been doing this mind mapping stuff and working with Bob, who have all seen restoration in their families, whether it's faraway families or kids or spouses. There has been such a shift in seeing those restorations happen and those miracles happen. And so thank you for sharing, Olivia. That is really powerful. Very, very, very powerful.
You're welcome.
Yes, I am my love and my love stays. I am my divine love and my love stays. I am permanent love. Kelly, are you on?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Here. Well, I have so many. I just picked what I thought were the neatest ones to share. After you posted your contest for Ambassador for Mastermind, I decided that was going to be me. And I started mind mapping for that. And I mind mapped, that I was going to be sitting with Sharnael as Ambassador at Mastermind 2016. I was very specific.
Nice.
And so from the time you posted it, which I think was like November 4th through the 13th, I signed up 4 new members. I had one class scheduled, but it was an advanced class for helping people who had already bought the kit. And I thought about trying to, I can't swear, but I thought, I'm going to just trust that I'm going to attract people to sign up and not just try to do a class,
Yes.
So I just kept with what I had planned, and I had somebody who I had talked to before contact me and say they wanted to sign up. And then I had another old friend that was in town visiting who I had talked to for about 3 years.
Okay, I didn't know I was
by,
going to help you because I had something I was working on this afternoon.
And for 2 hours she was sat here, visiting, and then she decided to sign up as well. And then this was amazing. My husband and I went to our church fall bash. They had it on the 5th of November out at this big farm. And, they had all kinds of things going on. So I dressed to go to the farm, and, it was like an hour away from where we lived.
All callers are muted, and they can... All callers are muted.
Oh, wait.
All callers are unmuted.
Sorry, Kelly. Go ahead.
Okay.
Apologies.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So we were at this fall bash out on this farm. It's like an hour away from where I live, and this woman was so drawn to me and my husband, and I've really mind mapped that people would be drawn, want to know us, want to talk about what we do and the oils, and she was so drawn to us. She lived next door, and she came over to us, invited us into her house, showed us her big, huge, gorgeous house on the lake, asked us what we did, so I told her, what I did, and she's a realtor, and she's also an image consultant, so she just looked amazing, and I'm, out on the farm, so I've got my jeans and my ball cap and my boots and no purse with me because we're out doing all this stuff on the farm, and she's like, well, do you have a card? And I said, well, I'll go get one out of the car, and she's like, yeah, I want a diffuser, and I want to know about oils, and she starts telling me about stuff, and I said, well, I can do a compass test, a Zyto for you. And she said, oh, okay, I'll make an appointment. I'll come to you. And you realize this is like an hour drive for her. She says, yeah, I'll come to you. So she makes an appointment with me. She signed up. She placed an order for $400 worth of product at the same time, just different things that I was telling her about. Then she took a product guide home. She hasn't even got her kit yet, and she ordered another $400. And I saw it, so I called her and said, you need to be on Essential Rewards. So I called in and I got her on Essential Rewards. So that was amazing. I mean, my husband and I were looking at each other like, why is this happening? Why is this lady so drawn to us? But I just know it was a result of that. The other one, I had some missionary friends. We were at my house mind mapping. I think I sent you some pictures, Sharnael.
Yes.
And they invited somebody over to join in and pray with us. And I wasn't even talking about oils at the time. And she, we had oils diffusing and everything. And she just looked at me and said, I need to get a kit. I need to get a kit. And so I signed her up. So that was just amazing. Another one was, this is just something I've been mind mapping, including myself in the picture. I've noticed that a lot of times, even texting, I will say, excited about this. And I've started changing it to, I am excited, and putting myself in there, being present in the moment.
That's good.
And that has made a huge difference. I feel like I am so much more focused on what I'm doing at the moment instead of thinking about what's coming or thinking about the past. And it's just been, I'm less stressed, and it's just been a simple change of a few words, just putting myself in there. So that's been amazing. I also mind mapped unexpected checks in the mail. And this is kind of funny. I wasn't specific, and we got one from a refund from some source, but it was $13.24. But I was like, I'll take it. I'm just going to be more specific on my checks. So yeah, I just am so excited, and I am looking forward to Mastermind, and I just encourage all of you to really do this and mind map those things and mind map the people who are going to come to you. This has been the easiest sign-ups I've ever had, and the most frequent, and just very, very simple, no striving at all in it. So I just want to encourage you all to do it.
Yes, and I love that you included the point to include yourself by using I am, or my world, or my people, or my rank, or that's truly way more specific than just saying excited or love you. Caroline and Colleen and I, we've caught each other several times in text saying like love you, and then it's like no, cancel. I love you. I choose to be a part of this love situation. I am love, and my love stays. When you say things like love you, that's in code, in indication that you're not present, that you're not here. And so I choose to stay. I am God's permanent love and light and victory already attained. I am Jesus Christ ascended's perfect love, light already attained in my finances, in my relationships, in my world, in my healing, in my already healed state, in my cells, in my family. I see my family thriving. So this is awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I really do look so forward to hanging out with you this weekend. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Vicki Maxwell's on and she has a testimony. Are you here?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you can, turn off your Facebook volume.
Turn off the Facebook. Okay. Okay, let me get it off.
You just gave a sad face too on Facebook. I choose to know. I think.
I'm sorry for the accident. Yeah, if you can, turn it off. Please don't open. Please do not open. Please do not open. Please do not open. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not going off. Okay. All right, can you hear me now? Ooh, tuna, can you make some tuna for both of us?
Okay, if that's you talking about tuna, go ahead and mute.
No.
I'm excited you're making a tuna sandwich, but we're on a class, so if you could mute that out. All right, Vicki.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, great. I'm so excited. I made a determination. I really wanted to share this today. I've loved all the testimonies. They've been awesome. I'm learning more and more. I just wanted to share a mind map that I made. I just returned from Portland, Oregon to see my first grandson. And so I mind mapped the trip. And I wanted to make sure, because of things you had said on some of the calls, that we had a very peaceful time, that we were going to be a blessing to my son and his wife, and just that everything would go smoothly with our flight and everything. But the neatest thing that I saw specifically that God just was just so awesome about is that I mind mapped specifically our seats, because there were three of us, my daughter and Jerry and myself. And so on mind map, I have the best seats ever and more together on the same row. And then I put ABC and then DEF. And then I put going to Oregon and coming home. And so that was just one of the things I wrote. But that was the most specific thing that I saw, one of the most specific things that I saw. And just because of learning to be very specific. So we flew Southwest Airlines, and in Southwest you don't get assigned seats, and you have to pay extra if you want to board early. And I didn't want to do that. So we just checked in, and we ended up, the flight was full. They let us know, hey, the flights are, every seat's full, so when you get on the plane, move over, make way so people can have a seat. And you know how it is when you're getting on a plane. I mean, most of the time there's like one seat, especially when you're boarding towards the end, which is where we boarded both times. We were in the last, not the last group to board, but like the second to last group to board. So I was excited because I'm like, I mind map three seats together. We are going to sit together. So I walked in first, and I told my daughter and my husband, I said, just watch the three seats, because I mind mapped it. So we are going to have three seats together.
Yes,
and I walked in, and none of it, we weren't seeing anything. But I really wasn't thinking like, oh no, I wasn't thinking anything negative. I just had this confidence, and like you said, the knowing inside me that we had three seats. So I just kept walking. We went all the way to the back of the plane. And when I looked, I was looking at seats, but then I looked up and caught one of the flight attendant's faces, and she looked at me, and she just, was so friendly, got really excited. She goes, oh, y'all are a family. And it's like, I don't know how she knew that all three of us were together, but she goes, y'all want to sit together, and I'm going to get you 3 seats together. And so she goes, sir, and then she looked over to this row and said, would you mind moving? And he looked up and he goes, oh, no, not at all. So that was our ABC seat. And so we all were able to sit together. Everyone was happy. Now, remind you, this is the day after the election. So at the time, I really wasn't thinking a lot about it because I was expecting, I had mapped that it would be, the flight would be smooth, that everyone would be in unity, that we would have harmony, that there would be peace, that we were instruments of peace on the plane. And so I had mind mapped all of those things, and that's what we got. And there were every seat was full. Everyone was happy. No one was making, there just wasn't any negative vibes going on in the plane. We get to Oregon, there were some issues going on. It did not, come near us or have anything to do with anything that we were doing. We were all happy. Everything was good.
How could it? There's no way it could touch you.
No, it was amazing. We even had people say, "Oh, you better watch this," or "You better," and I'm like, "No, it's okay. We're good. Everything's good. We're at peace. Everything's great." And so, coming home, the cool thing was, I remember I got out my book and reread over my map and just kind of made those declarations, reminded Jerry and Victoria, "Hey, we're sitting together again, so just be, looking for that." So I boarded plane first because I'm the one that was basically carrying, I shared this with them, I read it, but it was like I was carrying that, I don't know, faith, or I was carrying the positive, anyway, I think I was the one that was carrying that it was happening. I felt it inside of me. I don't know that they were totally there with me. I think they were probably hoping that it was going to be that way, but I had no doubts about it. So going home, again, we walked in the plane, but this time, we were even like loading. They were like, "Okay, everybody, every seat's sold. Make sure you move over, hold your hand up, let people know." We are, this time, something happened, and I couldn't check in as early, so we were like boarding the plane like almost at the end, probably some of the last, like maybe 20 people to get on the plane. And again, I just wasn't even thinking. I didn't calculate it. I didn't think about it. All I thought about was my 3 seats together. And so, again, get on the plane, head towards the back of the plane because I really liked sitting there. So I said, "Hey, I want to sit the back of the plane again." I really liked it. And so that's where I headed, was to the back of the plane. And when I looked up, in fact, this time I looked for a flight attendant. So I was watching for a flight attendant and not so much the seat. And it's funny how you think, okay, God's going to do this the same way again. Well, he didn't do it the same way this time. It was kind of funny. I looked up, the flight attendant was a younger person. Not that that means anything, but I caught her eye and I said, "Hey, there's 3 of us, and we'd really like to sit together." And she goes, "No, I'm not going to ask anyone to move." Well, it was funny because right in the middle of her sentence, this guy jumps up and he goes, "I'll move, no problem." And it was like that negative frequency got totally smashed. And the positive frequency took over. He was all excited. He gets up, he goes, "Yeah, come on back here." Well, that was my DEFC that I had written down, the DEF side. It was the opposite side that we sat on the first time. It was at the back. And so we all go in and we sit down. And later, it was funny, we noticed this guy, actually, he was a steward in training. He moved up, but he didn't say anything. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm a steward in training and I'll give up my seat." He got up and actually just moved to another row. And then after the flight took off and we got up in the air, he gets up and goes, "Okay, guys, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to work with you now." And I was laughing because I'm like, that's pretty funny that God had him hold our seats in the back, basically. So that was how that one worked out. But for me, I'm just really excited. This just gave me the faith to push forward. I've got a lot of maps going on right now. I'm dating them. and I'm excited. I love the detail. It's really built my faith, seeing those specific things come to pass and then hearing everyone else's happen too. So thanks for letting me share, Sharnael.
Yes, ma'am. See, we are all creators. I knew you would get on board and start creating some really cool stuff. I just want to touch on a few things that she said because I think this will be helpful for everybody. Notice that she had laser focus on the end result, no split energy. And the thing is, when you hold that, she was talking about holding that faith. That's like a space of a frequency that she's holding. And she even got other people, you know, by saying to her family, now look and watch, this is going to happen. That's awesome. And she even said, well, I'm not sure how much they believed or hoped or whatever, but just you putting that energy out, there was some smidget of them coming into agreement with that and holding that space with you, which created a bigger energy for that to happen and to stay. I love that, A, it wasn't split, and B, that she got other people to join her space of frequency, her energy, to hold that space and that sound. A lot of times, unfortunately in the past, what I have seen is people do the opposite. They come up with their frequency, which may be negative in the past or may be mixed in the past. And not only do they have that within them and within their surrounding, but they'll get on Facebook and post these crazy decrees or posts where they are instead of their outcome of what they choose. So they're getting other people to join, and Facebook is super powerful and can be a great place for you to join others to hold that space. But be careful that you're not holding a space of a negative decree, because decree a thing and it shall be established. And if you get other people to decree with you and agree with you, that's even more powerful, not only for them, but for you and your world. And so I love that she not only did it within herself, but she even spoke it out loud to others that she was with, to even if they joined in a certain percentage, that's a bigger, huger space of commitment there that can move things faster and create things faster. So I wanted to share that. Also wanted to mention this thing when she was talking about that the other person's negative energy couldn't touch her. Something that I've seen in ministry in the past is a history, unfortunately, of, let's say someone has been victimized or, quote, robbed, or there's been poverty issues or whatever the negative pattern is in the past. For some reason, that energy can stay. And if it's within you, then you're creating it around you, which causes the match to have to come. That's why sometimes you see those patterns over and over and over again, because something on the inside hasn't changed that. Everything's an inside job. So the more we focus on what's inside of us, the more we can create and change our world. Not just let the world happen to us, but to actually create what we choose. And so when I have seen people who have those patterns of like their car breaking down, or maybe worse things, whether it's health issues or being a victim or what have you, when you shift that and you become, I am that I am. I am courage. I am love. I am peace. I am wealthy. I am provision. All of those things within that you choose. When you choose those things, you could actually give your freaking address to the perpetrator of whoever in your neighborhood, and they will not be able to find you. It's like a frequency cloaking device that surrounds you, because you've created that within and around your world to cloak you in Psalms 91, because you just created that. And so can you tell I'm excited? So I am just encouraging you, if you've had weird patterns in your life, you know, look to see what it is that you may have come into agreement with that as a victim instead of a victor in the past. Who have you chosen to align yourself with? Who have you chosen to speak to about this? If you're I've seen like groups of, private Facebook groups that people join just to complain about something or somebody. Talk about negative energy. Choose positive energy. Choose, instead of having prayer about something, vote victory in something and already see it done. A lot of the prayers that I'm seeing as, quote, Christians is, I know that we're here, but let's talk about there, but then let's talk about here, and let's talk about there, and let's talk about here, and let's all laser focus on the end result, and not split the energy. Anyway, so if you choose to be in the negative, Vicky could have chose to be in the negative, and she could have said to everyone around her, well, there's going to be all kinds of stuff that goes on in Oregon when we get there, and I've heard that it's, really crazy right now, cancel clear, and I've heard that there's rioting and this and that, and I really hope it doesn't touch me, cancel clear. That is split energy. Not only is it negative energy, but it's, I hope positive. It doesn't touch me, negative. All this negative stuff happening there, but I hope it doesn't touch me. That would be a perfect example of split energy. Instead of just saying, nothing touches me. Everywhere I go, people give me money. Everywhere I go, I have favor. Everywhere I go, angels are just delivering favor and positivity and miracles. Checks come in the mail. People are nice to me everywhere I go. I get the best seats all the time. I get the best service. I get free stuff on the plane. I get free stuff going there, coming back. I mean, you choose. You get to choose and create that. And then get your family and or whoever on Facebook to agree with that, because that's a powerful space to hold. And again, like I said, when you're in that Psalms 91 and you created, that is a frequency cloaking device for you that literally you could hand out invitations to come be victimized, cancel, or whatever negative things, and they can't find you. Because you've not only done it on the inside and changed your whole world, but you now have a company of amazing people who have joined forces with your positive energy to get things done. I hope that makes sense. But let's not call our friends and text our friends and ask them to join negative energy. Let's not all come into agreement about people's sickness or people's current reality. Let's instead focus on, I see my world already healed. I am thankful that I am provision. I am joy. My world is already joy. I am standing in Psalms 91. Nothing touches me because God I am is in me and all around me. And focus on that. And have your friends and family focus on that. Does that help you guys? Yay. Oh my goodness. It's Sean. Yay. Hey, Sean. So tell me, what are some of you guys mind mapping here? I'm going to go maybe take 2 or 3 of y'all and help you guys mind map. Any questions?
I have a question. This is Amy.
Hey, Amy.
If you have friends, family, but very specific people who you want to claim victory with.
Choose to claim victory with.
Not there yet. Yes, choose to. They're not there yet because they just don't know.
Okay, they're not there.
They're not awake.
They're not there. You hear yourself? They're not there. So that means you're not there.
Okay.
Everything, your whole world is a mirror. Anything you see in someone else is you. Focus on you. You can't mind map for anybody else but you. And when you shift, everyone shifts around you. Be there, and everyone will be there with you because you create it.
Okay.
Okay? Now say yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay is short for Oklahoma.
I'm wrapping my brain around it. I'm choosing to understand what you're saying.
Okay. So if you create and decree that no one is there yet, by your word,
okay,
you establish that.
Okay.
You are a powerful creator. What do you choose to create?
Right. All the things that you've been talking about, abundance, health.
For who? Your neighbors?
For me and everyone around me.
So I am abundant health. I am already healed. I am finances, and so is my world.
Right.
Not right and wrong. Yes, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Yes. So when you agree and put that out there within you, you actually shift your entire world. Everything that's connected to your DNA, everything that's connected to the hem of your garment actually shifts with you as you focus on you and your insides. Everything is an inside job. Everything that you see on the outside is just a mirror of what we still choose to have to work through and or remember to awaken to. And as we shift on the inside, that changes the cells, the organs, the blood, everything within your body, and the field on the outside. Therefore, everyone has to play at that level. Sleeping people must waken up when they're awake, when they're around you, if you are awake. If there's any part of you that isn't awake, they will be asleep around you. That means there's a lot to work to be done. I don't know if you've watched the news lately. I choose to be fully awake and that my world is fully awake. And if you judge anything, then you will be judged. So let's choose to just focus on us, see us whole, see us pure, see us love, see us provision, see us fully love, fully awakened in every way, in every possible physical, emotional, whatever provision way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. So, what will you mind map?
Well, I've already mapped those things.
What did you map?
I mapped, I don't know, I don't have them in front of me, but many of the things that I just heard you say.
Okay. So, this time do it with the emotions that there is no other people. We are one.
Okay.
There's about 40 different scriptures that refer to us being one body. Means
okay,
you're getting it.
That made things click for me just now, that statement you just said.
Yes, anytime someone says, that's Holy Spirit going, I got it. Holy Spirit in you just got it. So we are one. We are always one. Our world is just a reflection of us. God is always holding up the mirror. And he actually chooses us to, when he looks at us, he wants to see him. When we look at others, he wants us to be clear and for everything to be a reflection of him on the inside and the outside. And we can only do that when we choose to do an inside job within us. Awesome, awesome. Good question.
Good answer. Thank you.
Yes, amen. All right. Who's next? Any other question? I see Elizabeth here. I'm mind mapping, moving back to my house by November 8th and other things related. So now we've been kicked out and where we were staying after the flood and my house isn't finished yet. I'm staying positive because I want my house to be finished. I choose to be able to read the rest. So are you on, Elizabeth? Are you there, Elizabeth? All things work according to those who love God, and you love God. Where are you, Elizabeth? There she is. Oh, she's not on the call. Let's see if she can call in. Can you call in? She is on Facebook. Let's see. Oh, she's calling in. Do you have the number? 712-432-0900. Code 485782 pound. I choose to be able to copy this so I can post it. Anybody else while she's getting on? Oh, wait.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
This is Carlin.
Hey, Carlin.
Hey, I mind mapped probably a couple of weeks ago in the center I wrote, I am divine health. And I still have physical issues going on. So
in the past.
In the past. So is there some other way I should do my mind map about that?
If it hasn't come to pass, there's something in there that isn't aligned completely. So look within yourself. Hey, Elizabeth, 1 second, okay?
Sure.
If you're not seeing a manifestation, then somehow you're not connected to the fullness of the emotion of it already been done.
Okay.
Or look for any snags in language, or even in physical form.
In physical form? I'm not following that one.
Things that you're doing, things that you're saying, things that you're writing, things that you're getting other people to agree with.
Like if you constantly say, oh, my hips are hurting, kind of a thing, that's...
Yes, that's putting out... That's like taking the clothes out of the wash and throwing them on the ground and going, oh gosh, I wish my clothes were clean.
Yeah, smart.
So,
okay.
Only speak, do, feel, write what you choose the outcome to be. The faster that you align with that and stay, the quicker and the more specific you are, the quicker the manifestation. And no judgment, because I have some too that just seem too big, cancel. And so I'm like, when is this going to happen? When I decide that it happens, when I choose. So I sometimes have gone back and done another one, or went back and added different things and re-edited it just to tap into the feeling of it already being done and holding that space of that feeling.
Okay.
Now say yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your question, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yes. I'm here.
So you're saying that you're kicked out?
Yeah, I have a ex-husband child support thing going on this week, and that I think is stemming from, well, us getting kicked out. I think it's stemming from that because it's the same family. But I really did mind map to be in my house by November 18th, and that's how this is how it's happening.
So all things work together for those who love God, and I love God. Do you love God?
I love God.
So let's keep the focus. It's not the 18th yet, right? Yes?
Right. That's Friday or Saturday?
Friday. Yeah, so when were you, have you already left the place that you're staying at in between?
No, I told them that I would be out by Saturday.
By Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And I do have to move back into my house, which is not finished. But that's where I'm at. And I'm not blaming it on, like, the mind. I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, I believe in the mind mapping. It's worked for other things before when I first started doing the calls, or since I first started listening to your calls. And I have mind mapped other things that have come to truth. So I just thought this was a funny way for this to happen. But
so let's agree that you're not only in your new house, but that you're in your finished house.
Right, and I mind mapped. That was like, you know how you mind map, you say one statement in the middle and then you go off from there? Well, that was my main statement, and I have other statements that are on the map. So I choose to believe that all of those things will also come true as well.
So let's all agree, everyone on this call, that angels all around, miracles all around to Elizabeth, building angels, construction angels, financial angels, whatever is required will come forth now. See that complete. Everyone, let's hold that energy of seeing Elizabeth in her already finished house now, fully equipped, fully provided for, better than what she thought. And let's create that.
and I choose that. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you.
Praise God.
All right. Anybody else? I'm going to take 2 more and then we got to go. I have other priorities. Yes. Candace said, that's what I call fun. Everyone's agreeing with you, Elizabeth. Yay. We're all putting our energy.
Thank you, everyone. I love you.
I love you too. Questions? Anybody? Comments? Care to share your mind map?
Hi, Sharnael. It's Carly.
Hey, Carly.
How are you?
Well.
Good. Okay, so remember I was telling you about I was mind mapping for my daughter and my granddaughters
Yes.
to have a secure home of their own
Yes.
and peace and all that. And then I had like this kind of like this vision of this really great house for them, and I realized like I was believing for too little, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna just go with this. So I came home and I mapped the whole thing out and what have you. And I told you that was the day the neighbor came over and said, he was talking to me about something else, and all of a sudden he tells me he has 2 rooms for rent in this big house that he's like almost never there, blah, blah, blah. So everything was going like really, really smooth. Everything was going great. It all looked like it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden he said, you know what, I think I'm going to wait. I have some things that might be coming up, like maybe a transfer, this or that. So I think I'm going to just like say no for right now. And I was like, I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, okay. Well, I'm going to still keep believing, And so I kind of just thought, okay, well, God, that's not your will. It's not your will, but I know what I saw. So a couple weeks went by, and I was getting ready to go meet with her, my daughter, and my granddaughters to go buy them some Christmas outfits and what have you. And as I was driving out, I looked at the house and I said, God, what's up with that? Like, I'm still believing for this, So I get to the store and she's like, hey, Mom, did you see Brett when you were leaving? And I'm like, no, why? And she's like, because he just called and left me a message saying some things have changed, and he wants to talk about us moving in. And I'm like, oh, wow, well, that's great.
Wait, say that part again?
She said that he had left a message, because when I left the house, I specifically asked, like, God, like, what's up with this? I saw this, I've mapped this, da-da-da, blah, 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 what's going on? So on the way to the store, I was just kind of like, going through my map mentally, and what I had seen, what I had been imagining and visualizing, which was totally Holy Spirit prompted, because I couldn't have came up with this on my own. And when I got there, she told me, Mom, did you see Brett when you were leaving? Because he's my neighbor. And I said, no, why? And she said, oh, because he just left me a voicemail saying to please give him a call because some things had changed and he wanted to discuss me moving in. And I was like, wow, okay, awesome, because we hadn't heard anything for a couple of weeks. And, I was like, wow, well, that's great. So I came home, I pulled the map back out again, started going over the whole thing. And so far at this point, everything is a go. So I'm continuing to, like, hold space for it, believe for this, and just seeing it through to completion.
How about it's already done? No, let's cancel so far at this point, because that's
a good
split
idea.
energy. I choose to see, let's all put energy towards this is already done. Everyone is secure in the place that they choose to live. And this is all awesome. We're all where we're supposed to be and where God called us to be.
Yeah, and that's what I usually say, but thank you for catching that, because obviously I have in times past been vacillating and splitting that energy. So yes, already done, completed. Alexia, Zoe, and Hannah, totally and completely secure.
Amen.
Awakened love, yes.
Yes, yes. I love it, love it, love it.
So I just wanted to share that just to say, hey, if it doesn't look like it's going the way that you have maybe mapped it to be. Just don't lose hope.
Yes, and Vicky said the same when she was talking about it may not happen the way we think, and that might be the case even with Elizabeth. You know, the way that she may have had it in her mind may be one way, and the way that God's going to do it may be better. So always put in there "or better," and leave room for Holy Spirit to do something beyond our imagination, because it says if you could think of these things. You know, John Paul used to say, use the scripture in Corinthians where it talked about, you know, God is bigger than we can imagine. And he used to say, if you can think it, it's not big enough. So I always choose to write this or better. And it may be something completely better. We never have full understanding or clarity all the time. Cancel clear. I choose to know everything. But he has ways that we know not of. And so I choose to just be aligned with his perfect ways and the ways that he chooses for us in the timing that he chooses.
And that's the other point that he really emphasized to me, was because I was actually helping her look for a place, and we were looking at all these places where I could almost not even conceive of them living in, and because it was what they could quote unquote afford. And then when I had all of a sudden visualized this great house, you know, and I'm like, wow, really? All right, I'm going to believe for that. Unbeknownst to me, the house that I had seen in my imagination was my neighbor's house.
Well, and I'll give you an example too, just to piggyback on what you're saying. We have a vacation coming up, and I choose for it to be harmonious and peaceful and loving and fun and joy. And I'm just going to speak all that now and ask for you guys to hold that for us. Our first family trip as a whole. And when I was making the arrangements, somehow they had screwed up and put my confirmation associated with another person's name. So when I was trying to do the Disney experience where you like plan all your dining and all of that stuff in your fast track or whatever, it kept saying that I didn't have availability for that because it wasn't me. It wasn't my name on the account. And I was so frustrated. I mean, oh my gosh, was I frustrated. And it ended up taking 3.5 hours. And instead of me staying in my body and remembering this is fun and easy, all things happen for me good. This is quick and easy. This is fun. I always get the most helpful people who help me everywhere I go. I have favor everywhere I go. It took about 2-3 hours of being almost having a mental breakdown, cancel clear, until I remembered, oh yeah, I can create this. And I started decreeing, this is fun and easy. All these great things happen to me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I finally got someone on the phone after 12 people of having to repeat the story to different people over and being passed around like a ping pong in the past of customer service people. This lady gets on, and she not only helps us, but she fixes it where we're attached. The rooms that we had initially set up for were 2 rooms that we were told were adjoining, and now we were told they were not adjoining. And I choose to have, you know, us all be together. And so she was like, well, you know what? For all that stuff you're going through, we're going to bump you up to a higher, better place, which I had looked at these places, but like you said, not imagined us even being able to do that, and it just being really a high and lofty thing, but not for God. God's just like, you know, mind map the best or better and look and see what God does. Anyway, we went from like a room that was like $200 and something a night to them putting us in a room that was $800 and something a night. For no difference. I'm paying the exact same amount of what I was paying in the very first, and they're making up the difference. And we're staying in like a 3-bedroom villa that seats up to 9 people, so we can all be together in the same place, totally connected. And this is what God chose, and you know, this was the quote better. But in my mind when it was happening, I was like, this is not fun and easy, this is like frustrating. No. I even called people to join in with my frustration. You know, we could join 12-step programs and groups, and I was texting people and whining and complaining. We can call our mom and complain and all that, and let's gather all the energy that's negative together and make this really, really big. Cancel. Or we can just send out some SOSs and say, hey, I'm on the phone and I choose to make this call fun and easy. I choose to make favor happen and miracles happen everywhere I go. I choose to see the end way bigger than I could even imagine. I choose that God's going to step in and send Disney angels to bring favor and miracles to me that I couldn't even comprehend in my mind at the time when I mind mapped this. So,
Yeah.
So yes, I look, I'm with you on all this. I'm walking this out myself. I remember I'm awake. I choose to remember all the goodness of God. I choose to remember I am fully equipped to create whatever I choose, whatever God has chosen for me inside of me, already there, whatever my heart's desire is. It's just us remembering, even in the middle of it, even in the middle of birthing, birth can be messy, cancel. Birth can be not fun. Birth can be a meltdown, cancel. So I choose that birth is even fun. In the middle, that we would stay and remember and awake and stay and hold that space of favor and miracles, even if they end up showing up on the back end. Even with some of the classes where people thought, well, I don't have that money to do this class, The money didn't come until after they committed and or after they were in the class. Phone calls came during the class and the day after the class where the funds showed up because they stepped out in that space of favor. They stepped out and hold that space of favor, and the frequency created the response. The frequency created the atmosphere that called forth a match to come to that frequency that we had created inside of us already. So, yes, I love that you guys are here. Caroline is saying, therefore I say to you, all things which you pray and ask, believe that you have received them and they will be granted to you. Mind mapping is prayer. I just encourage you guys to keep on keeping on. I choose for you guys to decree and establish positive things. We're choosing our world right now. And those of you who do choose to watch the news, I choose you to revise it. As you are watching, whatever it is you see that you don't choose to see, revise it. You can rewrite it. You can recode it. You can resource it. God and you can recreate and revise all of that. He sent us here to be creators on the earth. So let's not only mind map it, but let's speak it. Let's do it. Let's be it. Let's stay. Let's remember that we are love and our love stays. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, last question or comment, or actually question. Let's do questions. Anybody have a mind map that you choose for me to help you out with and support you with? And the whole team can support you, actually, because we're on a live call. Fun. Yes. I love the excitement. I love the comments. You guys are great. I love it. I love you.
We love you, Sharnael.
Anybody else? Or we're going to go ahead and close for today on this subject for now.
Hey, Sharnael.
Yes.
It's Carlin again. I got one thing that I'd like the energy of the team to be with us on. My husband and I have recently sold the vet clinic, and we are stepping out in the past couple of weeks into real estate, which is a new and exciting venture for us. And we have a son-in-law who's in this, and my husband's daughter also. But it's we don't want it to be frustrating. We want it to be all grace and ease, and God leads us to
so when you go to the buffet, do you tell the lady behind the counter all the things you don't want?
No, I don't.
When you put in your GPS, when you put your GPS in, do you put all the addresses you don't choose to go to?
No, we don't.
So what do you choose?
We choose the destination.
Which is?
Well, Friday it'll be Orlando. But the destination for the real estate is financial independence, my husband just said. Is that good terminology?
How about God provision?
God provision, God direction, all the best deals.
How about Jesus is king?
Right.
Yes, I agree. Jesus is king in every area of your life now.
Yes.
And so now that Jesus is king in real estate in your life, and you're like the Donald Trumps, well, you know what? Let's go higher. God's way bigger than Donald Trump real estate, right? So now that you are God real estate, what's new and different for you? How do you feel?
I feel awesome. I feel awesome.
Is awesome a feeling?
Peaceful and excited and enthused and vibrant and thriving.
How about joy? Joy is a feeling.
Joy.
Relaxed.
Yes,
Peaceful is good. Yes. So, a matter of fact, since you're bringing this up, anyone who's on this call that chooses for all of us to combine our energy for your outcome, why don't you guys post that today? 2 or 3, 4, whatever you choose. I encourage you to go ahead while we're in this vein of holding space together of your frequency and your energy. Let's all combine our forces and our energy with God to see whatever it is that's in your heart to be done.
Yes.
And on this call right here on Facebook, let's go ahead and post whatever it is that you choose. And we're just going to agree as a team for those things to be already done. Matter of fact, let's just do this exercise. I want everybody to just sit quietly and I want you to imagine that you are a beam of light fully in your heart, in your body, all the way to your fingertips, your head, your hair, all the way down to your toes, full light. Radiant, shining, vibrant light. Full love. Now I want you to imagine that radiant light and love not only leaving your body and your atmosphere around you, but going to every person in your family, every person on your team, every person on your team to come that's already here, your entire state of which you live, and now to your whole country, light everywhere, beaming, strong, vibrant, radiant light to your entire country, to your government, and now to your world. Beaming, radiant light to your entire world. Love covering your entire world. How do you guys feel? Anybody?
Amazing. Vibrant.
Can you guys feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, guys. I love you. Keep that and hold that space. Okay? Keep that space of provision, life, love, light, beaming out. My battery is at 20%, so we're going to go ahead and end this. I love you. Keep that joy, keep that peace, keep that light. Send it out all day and watch what comes back to you. I choose to see the miracles that come as you stay in that full light. And this is a good activity to do in the morning and at night, and maybe even throughout the day, of just remembering His full presence beaming through you to every person that you come connected to, every person that you see on Facebook, everyone that reads anything that you write, anyone that's touching the hem of your garment, completely, totally, 100%, you ignite the Christ in everyone that comes in contact with you in every way, shape, or form. In Jesus' name, I love all of you. Let's do this.
Yeah. I love you. Thank you.
We love you. Voting victory for all of you.
Yes, I love you guys.
To stop conference recording, press 1. To return to the conference, press star. Your conference recording has stopped.
I love you guys. Love you.